Shalom. Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to begin this lesson here by giving all praises, all honor, and all glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachah Kodash, and double honors goes to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations goes to the elect. This here is the brother Amawan from the Great Millstone camp in Trinidad, coming back to do another lesson through the Rachah Kodash. And this lesson is based on the Edomites and their wicked deeds. I was listening to the elder brothers from London. I was listening to them talking about how Esau does function, the damn devil, and that when them in a crisis or when a Edomite do bad, it's classified as they actually did good, or it's just a small thing they do. They ain't really mean what they do. When a Jake do so called bad, that Jake is the devil. I did a video, systemic racism and scientific racism. This racism is embedded in the culture of this world against Jakes. And the fact that we now have the knowledge of the Lord, that means we're not supposed to be walking around this earth feeling sorry for ourselves. We have the knowledge of the Lord. Why would you feel sorry for yourself if you have the knowledge of the Lord? That makes no sense. You have the knowledge of the Lord. Why you feeling sorry for yourself and walking with your head hanged down, and the Lord showing you that I with you? That makes no sense. And this is what we just try to inject some self-esteem and some belief in our people. But our people don't want self-esteem. Our people don't want belief. I was just watching something. Watch how everything is mindset. We are living here. Every day just feel like this. But because today is Sunday, it's not as hectic. It are no cars passing here. No cars don't pass up and down on this road. This road is like a back road. But because I know it's Sunday, I in my mind just feeling a little more, because I know I don't have to rush to go to work. I know I don't have to. But the environment itself does make every day feel the same. Yeah? So everything is just in your mind, right? Because I could feel the same mentality tomorrow, which is the Sabbath, but on Tuesday. This world is a fuck. This world itself too, it make you have a program, yeah. This world fucking program, yeah. So, excuse my French, but this world, it's so dread now, boy. It program, yeah, boy. Like you have to do it, you have to get it, you have to make sure they for your kids, you know. Every minute of the day, just have to keep going. It ain't no slowing down. It ain't no trying to relax. It ain't none of that, because you relax too much, you become idle. I see my cousin there yesterday hanging out with the literal sons of Belial now, and I say, well, it fitting for you. That fitting you. And you just give him a little more time, and you know where you going to be? You going to become one of them. Because you're fucking lazy. He don't work, he don't do nothing. He's 26 years old. He get up on a morning, on a Monday, bright and early on a morning, he home. Tuesday he home. Wednesday he home. Thursday he home. Friday he home. So what you go do? You idle, you lazy, you go find time to hang with more idle and lazy men, and them idle and lazy men they just drink alcohol and get drunk only by a bar. And I saw him there last night. Because I went and get a phone card from a phone. Right? I saw him there last night and I was like, look at that. It did me it it didn't it didn't surprise me. But anyways, I would just say the way to combat idleness is to be active. Because idleness is a thing will creep up on your mind and stick there. And that's what going on with them men. Them idle so long, by so long them idle and just lazy that it infect them. You understand? Them infected, them is just lazy men, that all is. Anyways, that that nothing to really do with it. The so-called white man, I just digress for a little bit. But the so-called white man, right? He he is a man. Right, Salakia. So-called white man is a man. Make a world of nobody rests. Nobody rests. Only he could rest. Let's see. I got a precept here. Hey, Job 9:24 is becoming one of the best precepts. But all the scripture is lovely. But when you read Job 9:24, it hits the nail on the head 5 million times. It just hit the nail on the head. You understand? It's saying that the earth is what? Given into the hand of the wicked, he covered the faces of the judges thereof, if not where and who is he? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked, brother. The wicked people the wicked ruling this earth, and that is a fact. Wicked people ruling this earth. This earth is not ruled by righteous people. If righteous people was ruling this earth, you'd never have so much of crying and pain. Everybody crying. Everybody in pain. I'm gonna get an next precept here. Book of Proverbs, chapter 29. It says and verse 2, it says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn, and the earth given into the hands of the wicked, and the wicked right now bearing rule. So what we're going, people will mourn. Who's the people? Ultimately, this man so wicked, he make everybody on the earth right now mourn. The earth mourning. It's not just a certain demographic he target. Although he did heavily target a demographic in the earlys, right now everybody in a problem zone. Everybody crying. Everybody bawling out. Everybody crying out. Because you target a certain group. You target a certain group in the earlys. But no, it's not about a group. No, it's not about our group at all. No, anybody gets it. I'm gonna share some here real quick. why uh white people angry. Short version, it's less white people versus baby boomers and more younger generations versus a generation that had a very different economic reality. And the frustration gets simplified into a stereotype. Longer, more honest breakdown. Boomers had structural advantages. Many baby boomers, especially in the US and other Western countries, came of age when college was cheap and heavily subsidized. Housing was affordable relative to income. Wages rose with productivity. Unions were stronger. A single income could support a family. Younger generations look at today's world. Student debt, insane housing prices, stagnant wages, and feel like the ladder has been pulled up behind them. Stop complaining, energy hits a nerve. A lot of anger comes from boomers or media voices representing them saying things like, just work harder. I bought a house at 25, why can't you? Avocado toast or coffee is the problem. That feels dismissive when the math literally doesn't work the same anymore. Political and economic blame. Boomers are often blamed fairly or unfairly for voting patterns, yada 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 yada. Yada 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 yada. Let me get a movie I have here. Let me watch this, right? Don't worry, darling. Because Esau and all feeling the brunt up. Not you, you fuck. The movie. Quick spoiler, light rundown. First, then we can go deeper. What it is a psychological thriller directed by Olivia Wilde, starring Florence Pugh and Harry Styles, set in the pristine 1950s desert community of Victory, where everything looks perfect, a little too perfect. What it's really about? Under the shiny aesthetic, the movie digs into control disguised as comfort, gender roles and patriarchy, male insecurity, escapism for men who felt left behind. Escapism for men who felt left behind. Right? What's this, right? Did they in the movie go back? Short answer no. Don't worry, darling. They don't actually go back in time or become baby boomers. What's happening instead? The characters are modern day people. The 1950s or early baby boomer vibe is a constructed simulation. Not literally, but in got you. Then yes, functionally, in the simulation, they are living as baby boomer era people, not literally born then, but they are role playing an idealized early baby boomer world. In Victory, the simulation is coded. It's coded as mid 1950s America, Right when baby boomers were kids, families were being formed. Men go to work, have authority, purpose, status. Women stay home, cook, clean, look pretty, and don't ask questions. Race, money, and power problems are basically erased. So the men are choosing to inhabit the world my grandfather told me existed, not the world that actually existed. And in their world, and in their world, how will in the real world outside the simulation, they were living pretty badly. That contrast is the whole engine of the movie. Here's what we're shown or strongly implied. The real world, it's modern day. The men like Jack are struggling financially, in low status or dead end jobs, feeling humiliated, overlooked, or left behind. Alice Florence Pugh is a doctor or surgical resident, working long, exhausting hours. The primary earner. The apartment is small, cramped, messy, nothing like the sunlit victory houses. Jack specifically is shown unemployed or underemployed, spending lots of time online, watching misogynistic grievance based content, resentful of Alice's success and independence. Why the simulation appealed, victory offers Jack instant status and purpose, blah 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 blah. Right? So it's a simulation. So in this movie, when I watch the movie, this is what I get from the movie. These Edomites dong fucking bad. The dong real bad. So to show you that this devil, he targeted that demographic, right? Watch this. During baby boomers era, was black people targeted to not suck. How do you spell succeed? Seed? Yeah? Yeah, that is it. Yeah. Yes, very much so. During the baby boomer era, roughly 1940s to 1960s, black Americans were systematically targeted and blocked from success, often by law, not just prejudice. Here's a clear grounded picture. Housing. Huge one. Redlining. Banks and governments refused mortgages to black families in black neighborhoods. Suburbs where white boomers built wealth were often legally segregated. The GI Bill helped millions of white veterans buy homes. Black veterans were largely excluded in practice. Results: white families built generational wealth, black families were locked out. Education: schools were legally segregated until Brown v. Board of Education 1954, and even after that, desegregation was resisted for decades. Black schools were underfunded, overcrowded, and had fewer resources. College access and scholarships were limited. Jobs and income: many unions excluded black workers. Black Americans, I hate saying black, but I'll just say it for the sake of the video. It's Israelites, right? Black Americans, Israelites, were pushed into lower paying, least secure jobs. Professional jobs were often closed off by explicit discrimination, voting and political power, violence and intimidation, wealth gap, the long shadow. Because of these policies, white baby boomers often inherited homes, savings, and stability. Black families were denied those foundations. The gap still exists today, and it's measurable. And this is during and post World War II, which around that time, 1945, America got the world most powerful currency shifted from the pound to the US. Let me just put this here, right? Bretton Woods. That's the economic backbone of the post-World War II world people are usually nostalgic about. It's the backbone. This is what caused the booming. Here's the clean explanation tied to what we're talking about. What the Bretton Woods was in 1944, near the end of World War II. 44 allied countries met in Bretton Woods, New Hampshire, and designed a new global financial system to avoid another Great Depression. They created fixed exchange rates, the US the US dollar as the global anchor currency, the IMF and the World Bank. How it worked. Other countries pegged their currency to the US dollar. The dollar was pegged to gold. The US promised stability. The world used dollars. This gave the US enormous power and stability. Why the baby boomer era felt so good for some. Under the Bretton Woods, the US economy boomed. Manufacturing jobs were plentiful. Wages rose with productivity. One income could support a family. The US faced little global competition. Europe and Japan were rebuilding. This is the economic foundation of the 1950s and 60s golden age. People reference. Who benefited the most? White male unionized workers, homeowners, veterans who could access GI Bill benefits. Because of discrimination we talked about earlier, Israelites were systematically excluded from. So what they did is, alright, we're going to get a boom, a big amount of money coming in because of this Bretton Woods thing. This is to build up white people. Systematically to block out Jake. Which is all well and good. This is your world, right? This is your world. You could do what you want, because in our world, which is coming, believe me, our world is coming. We are going to rule next. You Edomites ain't going to rule forever. In our world, which is coming, nigga, you are going to be fucking dog shit. Literally. You as a person is dog shit. Yeah. Women were pushed out of higher paying work. So the prosperity was real but unevenly distributed. So America received prosperity, not just Edomites. America, the landmass, received prosperity. What eventually would happen, what's supposed to happen, if everybody is equal, whoever lives in America, it had American Italians, you had American, Native American, you had Black American, you had White American, you had so-called Chinese. It was already a melting pot. That Hispanic American, so-called, right? All the names that they label them, right? Since America received a boom of money, a huge influx of money due to this Bretton Woods and after post-World War II, the American group of people supposed to benefit. That was not the fucking case. Right? The case was the Edomites benefited. They made laws to shut out anybody who would have been of another race due to all the systemic racism going back in the 1800s during the Age of Enlightenment, scientific racism. Right, so now we have money, all of us. So due to this money, these people cannot get money. Money had to come to we and we children. They built wealth, Edomites. They built wealth. 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. They build wealth. 90s, building wealth. Right? Good. Meanwhile, stomping down on Jake. It's okay. Right? The children in the 50s, the 60s would have children. Their children would eventually have children. They didn't lay no foundation for the so this is why they had to make that movie. Well, Don't Worry Darling. What they showed in that show, they went back in time to that time, because that's the only time they live good. That's the only time they live good. Other than that time, they didn't live good. You understand? Say the Bretton Woods collapsed in 71 when Nixon ended the dollar gold convertibility. The Nixon shocked because the US was running deficits. Vietnam War social spending. There weren't enough gold reserve to back all the dollars. But it always had gold. Fuck you talking about. These people just hoard all the gold for themselves. The gold always there. It's always there. We get waxed with these damn devils. These devils wicked as hell to it. After that, currencies floated, financialization increased, inequality grew, wages stopped, trafficking, productivity. Why it matters now when people say, why can't life be like it was back then? They want to go back to that time. That was their time. It done. You know why it done? Prophecy way. So now we had these Edomites just to show how when the wicked beard rule, the people mourn. Who mourn? Not just Jake mourn, no. Not just Jake mourning at all. These Edomites mourning. They are not pain. They're feeling the same strain that a nigger does feel. That they create for niggers. That wasn't for them. They created that pressure for niggers. But you see, through greed, right? Through greed, through bad spending, gotta spend bad. Them baby boomers and them was living life and spending bad, doing drugs. They were a bunch of degenerates just the same, and they had money. They were partying, doing drugs. It's only in their late half they started to change around when they get older and think the children. But then their children went to colleges and do drugs and whatever, and they don't have time, they don't have the resources now for their children to change their life around when they make children. I tell you, the Edomite done bad. They're done bad. They're often unknowingly saying, why can't we have Bretton Woods level stability without the exclusions and global dominance? Movies like Don't Worry Darling tap into that mythologized Bretton Woods world, order, prosperity, clarity, while ignoring who paid the price for it. Who paid the price for it? Who paid the who paid the price for it? You see, Jake was already done bad. Jake know how to suffer and grind it out. See, the mice living opulence all their life. Now that I might know how to work 2-3 jobs just to sustain them. Like, what the fuck we working 2-3 jobs? Your fathers didn't have to do that. Your fathers didn't care. They didn't care. They sort out themselves and leave your ass in the grass. It's fucking good. No, you Edomites going into slavery. You understand? I know they suffer in Babylon. That Edomites strung out on meth. They're strung out on crack, sniffing pipe glue, K2, cocaine, alcohol. You know what's a good show of that as well? In the movie The Wire. I don't know, but The Wire is like, if you want to see what America is, brother, if you want to see what America is on the street level, on the everyday working day-to-day level, watch The Wire. Watch The Wire. On the street level, the whole system, what the system of America is about, just about greed and fuck everybody else. And The Wire shows that T. Watch The Wire, I'm telling you. Use Revelation chapter 13 verse 9 and 10. It says, if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. And the thing is, you Edomites, you led people into captivity. You see the people you led into captivity, which is the Israelites. Yeah, you have a lot to pay for by even thinking about putting them into captivity. They're not supposed to go into captivity. You put them into captivity. Alright. Okay. You going and going into captivity now. And you didn't put things in place for your future generation. You spend out all the money in your youth, or you hold up all the money for yourself. Spend it out or you hold it up, wherever, and your future generation had to be left stranded. They had to be left like, the fuck, boy, nothing for we, boy. Of course nothing for you. These damn devils okay? Them don't care. What you expect? All you're going to feel how it feels to be. And the guy, the only reason, you're just a skin color might still bail you out a little bit. You understand? Your skin color might still bail you out a little bit because you're a white man. So the police will harass you like how they go harass a Jake. But these police and them, they're frustrated too. They see Jake passing it there. In the nice car, and them had to be working as an officer. You see what they do, Terrence Crawford the other day. Let's see if I get out of it. What did the police do to Terrence Crawford after his parade? Renowned boxing champion Terrence Bud Crawford was ordered out of his vehicle at gunpoint and given a citation for reckless driving, police said, just hours after a victory parade in his hometown of Omaha, Nebraska. And I have a video for you too. Edomite cops. this video here. Wonder if I could play it. Let me see.
Stepping out, seatbelt.
Step out.
I'm opening the door.
You can take
I'm
mine
opening the
off
door.
of me right here on my right. I'm keeping my hands up.
I'm not reaching for no gun, bro.
Step out.
Can I move my phone?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Stepping out, seatbelt.
World champion boxer, multi-millionaire. No other victory parade. They just last year. You know why that is? You know why that is? They are pissed. Jake living good. We catching ass. And you know why all you catching all your ass? You know why? Because your wickedness you do to Jake. Right? You do so much wickedness to Jake. How much wickedness more you feel you could do to Jake? Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 7. It says, "On the Lord Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies, and on them that hate thee which persecuted thee." Right? The Lord go and flip it. And that the curses that we had to endure for so much a time. The curses flipping now, it's coming on you, Edomite, and that is why the whole baby boomers thing and all that I went into earlier is more deeper than that, really and truly. Is you Edomite, your reign coming to a fucking end. And our reign is beginning. So you see videos like that there. He wanted to assert some authority over Terence Crawford. It's like to show him out, yo, we still your bosses. I sure them cops lost the work. Terence Crawford is in that state. A treasure to that state. They have to lose their jobs. Gun in the face. No feel them and know what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. But they do it to show you nigga. Cause are you sure you driving something worth about 400,000 US? When them had to be working in the night, them pissed. Them had to work 2 extra shifts to make ends meet. You have 400,000 US and nigga, we set up whole systems in place for you to suffer, and you still driving a fucking vehicle worth more than me? And you's a nigga? Hell no. Hell no. Yeah, that's the problem that they're having, but they go ahead and keep having that problem. You either mind you're done. 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 Anyhow, Shalom. Hopefully you have been edified. All praises, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai Ba'asham Machak Dash. Double honors to the apostles. Shalom to the elect. Stay strong.